Hey everyone, welcome back to another game dev live stream where we're creating a survival horror game. And the past few streams we did a little bit of the main menu, we did a little bit of the character inventory, getting like the weapons and the items and stuff. And then last week we made a start on this park area. We just looked for mainly just some assets that we can use and put around the park. And today we've pretty much got more or less all the things we need to flesh out the park. So now today we're just going to like try and build the whole park and figure out how the puzzles are going to connect with each other, so we know like, okay, I'm going to run to this part, get this item, go to that part, activate this, and so on. So you're also going to have to find like the knife, the gun, and the idea is that you crashed here, and obviously the city's like in chaos because of like zombies and everything. So you're trying to get to like the other side of the park, and there's going to be like a sort of central maze area. And I'm thinking like to make it a bit different, on the right hand side there'll be like a little children's park over here somewhere. On the left it's going to be more like a runner kind of area, people can jog and stuff, so maybe there's more winding paths, and there's going to be like a little security room building here as well. And I'm going to try and block little bits of the park off, so you can't just go anywhere you want at any time. There has to be some kind of structure, and that's where the maze comes in, because you're going to go through the maze, and that's going to determine like it can unlock like extra parts of the park that were blocked off. So I'm thinking like inside the maze there's going to be like some kind of statue, and you need to find like some kind of emblem or crest or something to put into the statue, which will unlock a gate, which will give you there'll be like a body with a key. That'll unlock the security building, which then you'll find like the bolt cutters, which can then be used to break the chains and escape outside of the other side of the park. And one puzzle that I'm trying to figure out right now is we have this lion and we have this fox statue, and I wanted to try and make a puzzle using both of these. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do like I'd like three different ideas. So either you read the description for each of the statues, and that gives you a clue for another puzzle that you can find somewhere else in the park. The second idea was that you have to offer them some kind of object. So maybe for the lion you need to light some kind of beacon on fire, or you need to offer it something, and the same thing with the fox, like there's a crank that you can activate, like the wind for the wind chimes or something, just to make some kind of elemental thing. And so you need an item for both of them. So the first one would be like reading and trying to figure out some kind of riddle in order to solve another puzzle. The second one would be offer them some kind of object. You find the object, go with the statue, activate it, pretty simple. And the third idea I had was that you would like rotate the statue so that they would focus on a certain point of the map, and if they both focus on the same point, that will unlock something. And I could combine all three ideas as well, so that's what I need to figure out today as well. And so that will come into the whole level design aspect of it, because I'll need to figure out if everything flows well. I don't want people to have to run about too much, because it's a park, it's a big area, so I need to consider like shortcuts and little bits that paths you can take, so it doesn't get too repetitive. Hello Bovaretta, nice to see you again. I think it was Bovaretta. I need to quickly bring up the chat here, but I hope you're doing well today. Keeping it nice and crinkly. Got the chat loaded up now. All good. So yeah, let's just try and flesh out the majority of the park first, right? Because this is the messy part. It's not going to be so clean right away, because I'm going to have to figure out how big the maze is going to be, how big the actual park is going to be. Is it going to be symmetrical, or is this part going to be a little bit bigger on this side? You know, maybe the park just cuts off here on this side, but on here it cuts off like over here, so maybe there's more space for people to jog and run about. So if it's not symmetrical, it might be quite good, because then it means I don't need to be so specific with how I place everything. I think the only object that I still need to find and add actually is some kind of lamp, some kind of, I don't know if I can put like a park lamp or something, you know, if there's something specific, you know, something like this, something like that could be good, just to give us a bit of extra light, you know. Yeah, I think I'll just use something like this. I'll put it in here, and then I'll take it out and we'll put it over here, because that's the only thing we're missing, right? Because we're going to have the moonlight, we're going to have some mist around the place, but we're going to need some artificial light as well. I'm going to try to figure out where we're going to place all these. So the lighting something I'll do like independently at some other point, because I don't want to put too many lights, because I think it will be like quite overbearing. But we'll see, like once I turn the lights down and then we put the light from the sky and everything in, we'll be able to see how we can adjust these lights, you know. Right, I've got a big patch here. I still don't know what I'm going to do. I think instead of making it like so rigid here, I'm probably just going to like bring this out a little bit, you know, just to make it a bit more curved, you know. And that's another thing, I don't know if I should get some railings as well. Because I don't know if I should have like some barriers, because I don't want players to like run through the bushes, and I don't want to have to keep doing this, you know, because I think like that's just a bit too much. But we'll do that for now, and then maybe I'll put some railings around, you know, just put another tree here. This is the part I like about level design, because you're just kind of like throwing things about, you know. I think the last stream I was like using the grid to try and make everything symmetrical, just to keep everything nice, you know, because a park is quite neatly organised, you know. You could use those square hedges as the barriers. You could do that as well, couldn't you? That would make it more organic, wouldn't it? So it wouldn't be too out of place, you know. Yeah, exactly, that's a good idea. I don't know if I should make them a bit bigger. Yeah, maybe just make like these ones a little bit bigger. We could do that, like if I did like that, you know, and placed it across. Like I don't know if I should do it like, you know, like this, and just like cover the whole thing, you know, or if I should like put some gaps in, you know, just to make it a bit more varied, you know, so it's not so predictable, you know, because I don't want it to look stupid, like, oh, there's a hedge here but there's not one here, you know. So but there's still something else here, you know, just to keep it a bit more, a bit different, you know. We'll see how that goes. Plus I still need to put up the fenced wall on this side as well. I quite like the look of it where there's spaces between. Yeah, it makes it less like claustrophobic, you know. Besides, once you go in the maze, then it's going to be like this, you know. So maybe that should be like a feature of the maze, like just keep that more rigid, and then this part is a little more open, you know, and I can just kind of play around with it like this, you know. So I think I still need to put flowers in. I don't know if I actually... Yeah, I got like these flowers, right? There's some other things here and there, but... Oh. Maybe I can start putting these in, you know. Like, I'm not going to spend all my time decorating, but just to get like a little idea, you know. We could put like some of these lying around, just to again just kind of vary things up a little bit, you know. Maybe if I just bring the whole thing out like that. Just an example, then it means like there's something a little different, you know. It's not like the same pattern repeating itself over and over again, you know. But that's just an idea for now, so I'll probably create like a unique hedge that has these flowers in it and then just duplicate it. But I think that looks quite nice, like, because here it's too green, right? So there's a variety of the different foliages, and then you've got some flowers. So I'll probably add some flowers in here as well, keep it a bit more colourful, you know. So I think that could be a really good way to do it as well. But I still need to figure out the actual dimensions of all the paths and everything as well, because once you start running around with a character, you'll be able to better determine, you know, what's the perfect size, you know. So I just did it like that for now, you know, just to... It's enough space for people, so it's not too cramped, you know. I think I'll move this a bit over. Yeah, so like all these little fine details, I'll try and not focus too much on that just now. I didn't actually save it last time when I did the camera changer, so I'll need to do that again. I think it was in here, right? Was it in here? I can't remember the values we used, so I'm just going to have to experiment again. me see. Right, so it has to be the other way, right? The height, the distance. That makes it further away, right? Yeah, oh my god, that's so far away. Can you imagine a game that's like that? I think the camera offset was 14%. Let's see, yeah, I'll need to go back and check, but I can probably mess about with it, right? And see. I can't remember, 1.4 maybe? Same with the camera height, I don't remember. Let's do 1.9. Let's do 18. Like this will all change as well, because once we start sculpting the character and stuff, depending on the size of the character, you know, that'll determine how things are going to look, you know. Zoom in a bit more, just go to 1. Top 2 are 44 and 1.2. 1.2. See, I think I'm going to make mine a little bit different from Schemes, because he was doing like The Last of Us, whereas I want to make mine more like Resident Evil. And I think the difference is that because The Last of Us uses melee combat, it has a little more, I need to check, but I feel like it has a bit more space just to have some more flexibility, you know? Whereas Resident Evil is more just like shooting, there's no melee. So I feel like the camera's a little closer, you know? What did you say, 44% on the height? Sideways was 30%. It was quite high then. Let's see. Okay, for me that looks good. Considering the puppet's really thin, so once I create the character, they're going to be a bit more fat, you know. Also, the camera FOV was 51%. Oh, really? Let's see. 51%. Right. So the field of view came in a bit. Like that looks good to me. It's not too bad. And then we can obviously adjust it as time goes on, you know. So all I need to do now is change the running speed. Let's try 3. Probably a bit too slow. Let's go 3.5. So this is what I'm going to have to figure out, because if the park is quite big, but then there's going to be other areas that are going to be more small, you know. Like, does that seem like a good... Because you can't sprint in this game. It's not that kind of game. So, you're going to walk or jog, you know. Like, that's it. Because I don't want people running about like, because then they can just run past all the zombies and it just doesn't make sense. So, like, that's the path. Seems quite long, but I think if you're jogging, you're looking around for items, you're paying attention to the environment, that there's no zombies around, I think this might be a good pace. Are you going to be able to crouch in the final game? No, no crouching. Absolutely no crouching. Nah. There's no stealth in the game either, so you don't need to hide behind things, you don't need to be quiet, you're just going to be like this. Yeah. So yeah, no crouching. Just you, your gun, your knife, and that's it. So the walking speed, it depends on the way you point your stick, but I don't think many people are going to walk. Like, just like if they need to slow down and like pick up an item or something, you know. But I think that's good. I think the only other thing was, what was it, face camera direction? I think we needed to put this on as well. So yeah, look, and then you straft when you go left and right. And then that's it. That's what I was looking for last time, because remember last time I was like turning the camera and you could see the face of the character, but now look, it turns with the camera a little bit slowly. I don't know if there's a setting for the turn speed. Ah, here we go, turn speed. 114. I don't know how different this will make it, but because it has to be quite snappy, you know. I don't even know if that made much of a difference, but we'll keep it there for now. Hey Swick, nice to see you again. No fixed camera angles. Yeah, there's going to be fixed camera angles, but there's also going to be a third-person camera as well, and possibly first-person. I'm catering to everybody. So right now we're just doing it in third-person because it's easier to scale right now, and then I'll put in the fixed camera angles later. Because then you need to mess around with all the cameras, the sensors, and all that kind of stuff. So there's still fixed cameras in the game. Don't worry. I wouldn't abandon the original premise. So everyone will be happy. Seems like more work, but to be honest, it's not really. Because see, once I get this third-person camera working. And the first person camera is like a template that's already been made, so I just throw it in there, add some weapon switching, and that's it. And then the fixed camera is probably going to take me more work just because I have to place all the cameras around the map and stuff, but I'm designing it with everything in mind. I've got crouching in my cheese game, but I don't think I'll have crouch based stealth or anything. Yeah, it's good to have it, I suppose, like if you want to crouch underneath something. That's always a good option. I'm thinking of adding vents, like things you can crouch under to progress. Yeah, that'll be good. One thing I hate about Dreams is like when you have to like crouch in small spaces, sometimes the collision is a little difficult, because sometimes like the camera kind of gets blocked by the vent, or maybe your character doesn't enter correctly, you know, so there's a little bit of tweaking you need to do. Modern and classic, good way to go about it. Yeah, I like both styles, so the only reason why I never did third person before is because I just never knew how to do it, but I'm going to force myself to learn because I want to. So I've already got like a new third person weapon selection in inventory, and it's all real time. You don't go to a separate screen, it's all on the one screen. So I'm trying to make like an old school game but still have like some modern accessibility features, because I feel like if you try and make it too old school, even old school people will get tired of it, you know, because like I like old school things, but at the same time it's nice to have some modern advancements, you know. So I think we'll just stick with that camera for now, and if we have to change it later we can. Yeah, my crouch collision is terrible. I'll definitely need to have a mess around with it. Yeah, I tried it once and it was weird because when I changed the collision and I'm like, okay, that should work, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Like, I think if you look on the puppet, like, I can't remember how you do it, but you can actually see, like, the collision points, can't you? Somewhere. I don't know where it was. But there was, you could actually highlight and see, like, exactly where the collisions were, you know? I can't remember what setting it is. It's somewhere. I'm sure you probably know what it is. But there's some setting somewhere that lets you move the collision, you know? So you could probably like keyframe that so that you can completely change it. I'd imagine if you uncrouched while underneath something, you probably get stuck, so I'm not sure how to stop that from happening. Yeah, you'd probably need to do like, I would do it like a zone, you know, like if you're in the vent, you can't press like the crouch button, like it just deactivates, you know? And then after you leave the vent, then you can press it again, so it just stops people from breaking your game, really, you know? Also, let's take off the jump. So yeah, let's just try and quickly flesh out this park so we can see the size of everything. Problem is it's hold to crouch rather than a toggle. Oh god, you just made your game so much more complicated, right? Nah, I wouldn't do that. I would toggle. I mean, you could probably do it like if you hold the crouch button and then if you're in the sensor, it also triggers the crouch button. Do you know what I mean? So even if you let go of it, it's still being triggered. And then once you leave the sensor and you're not holding the crouch button, you automatically stand up again. So I think that would be a good way to do it. I could probably do some signal manipulator stuff, I think, that can help with this input stuff. Yeah, I was messing around with that input stuff earlier as well, like... Because see, when you're making a menu and you press like the X button, and then it goes to the next menu, and then it activates the X again, so then you have to do a manipulator, so it's like... You have to let go of the button and press it again, right? In order to make it flow properly. So let me get like a... This is just going to be a placeholder for the security building, right? So nothing... Okay, maybe not that big, but... Something very small. Oh crap, what have I done? Something very small, but just enough that you can explore it, you know? Let's just... Oh, 20%? That's madness, isn't it? One cube was 20%. Right, obviously we're just using this as a placeholder, so... We don't actually need this to look good, you know? That's something I'll need to do later on, just adjust all this graphical thermal and stuff. So I'll put that like, let's see, like here maybe. Let's just, in fact, let me see here. This is already reduced a lot, but I can probably do a bit more. Because in the end I probably won't really need this bottom part. We'll see later. Put some lumpy parts in the grass would be good as well. It's just stuff that I need to mess around more with, like with smoothing and stuff, you know, because you could make some really cool ridges and stuff, you know, like this, you know, like some little hills, you know, like you just put that there and it just creates like a little hill in the back, you know, so it's not so flat, you know. I think it would make things a bit more dynamic, you know. But that'll be something I'll add later, because I don't want to mess around too much with that kind of stuff right now. Yeah, thanks, that sounds good. Judging by reaction, I might change it to toggle. Yeah, but if you want to do the hold, I think that idea would work. So it's like you crouch whenever you hold, I don't know, R2, or whenever you're inside the vent sort of trigger zone, you know. So both of those will activate the crouch, and then once you leave the vent, you'll stand up again, or if you're holding the crouch, you'll remain crouched when you leave. So that should work theoretically. Also would play nicer with my sprint if I had a toggle. You're right. Yeah, because you could also, like, if you crouch, I don't know what kind of crouch you're doing. If you're going to crouch, like, and your movement speed is really slow, or if you can still move like a decent speed when you're crouched as well. So it depends what your gameplay is going to be like, you know. I'll just so how long was this one? This was like 3-4 benches long. This is about 4, so let me see. If I want to try and like make it a bit more curved, you know, because I don't want to make it like so square, like, oh, we have a path here and then suddenly there's a right angle turn, you know. Like, don't know if that would be good. This is the part I hate, because see, when you have to let go of R1, sometimes it moves and then it's totally unbalanced again, you know. Right, so at least we've got a nice wee curve here. And then we can probably make like a straight kind of section here. So I want to try and make it a bit more dynamic. So let's put this building, as you're running round the park, we'll have the security building there, and then I'll just sort of add a little path towards the entrance, you know. I'm not sure if I'll put the door in the middle or if I'll do something different and put the door like on the side, just to make it a little bit different, you know. So I think I'll do something like that, and then I'll make like a winding path, just so again it's a bit more interesting. It's so complicated to do this kind of stuff. You know. It's always when you let go of R2, because I feel like my hand moves, because when you let go, you know. So we'll curve it round a little bit, and then we'll do the same thing again. We'll kind of curve back around again. Let me see. Trying to make it as organic as possible. Again, there could be like an inclination, like I could make like a little hill, you know, or make a path that goes kind of up and down. But I haven't thought that far ahead yet. I just want to try and get like something that's just a little different, you know. And again, I'll just kind of turn it a bit, you know. Seems quite straight, right? Doesn't look like it's going up or down, you know, so do something like that. And I wanted to create, like, in the maze, I wanted there to be like maybe like another path, say like here, for example, that you can enter the maze from like north, south, east and west, right? So this would be like the west entrance, you know. Then I would just create another path, like going towards the maze, you know, just like I did here. The same kind of idea. In fact, I could probably just copy the whole thing for now, right? Can always go back over it again once we finalise the final aesthetics of everything. Let me just try and fix this. Oh god. Right. So that's just an example of how we would have it, but oh, it's actually wonky. Look at that. I could do that. That would be interesting if it wasn't so symmetrical. Like, I could probably do something like that, you know. But I might fix that actually, because I don't know. I feel like I want it to be symmetrical, you know. Then I just need to fix all this stuff, you know. Oh, hold on. And then just put it in there. Right, so at least that's kind of symmetrical now. So we've got that side, we'll have another side on that side and in the north part as well. But again, I'm going to have to fill out the maze, so I don't want to start building the dimensions and then when I'm making the maze I think like, oh, it's too small, I need more space, and then I need to pull everything out again. So I feel like I need to design the maze first and then build everything else around it, you know. The way it's done right now, if you sprint and crouch at the same time, you end up doing like a half sprint, half walk thing, which I'll probably fix by turning the sprint off when running. Yeah, just need to manipulate a few things. Hey Ozzy Malone, welcome back to the stream again. Hopefully you're doing well. Looking good. Yeah, we're just trying to finalise the shape of of everything. It's going to take some time though, just to get happy with it. But I think I do need to figure out what exactly I'm going to do with the maze part. So let's see, is that a good thickness, a good height for the me see if I turn this round. So I don't want it to be too high, you know, I don't want people to see over the top of it, but at the same time I don't want it to be like, you know, too much like that, you know. So I want there to be like a central point, and maybe we'll have like one of the statues that we can put in the middle. Maybe this one, I guess. And then you have to make an offering to the statue in order to unlock a certain part of the maze, which will then give you access to the guardhouse, let's say. So I'll just like stretch all this out for now, just to give me some more flooring. I think like that would be like a good size for the park in general, because the north part would be here, right, of the maze, and then the exit would be kind of here, right? I don't want it to be too wide, maybe like there. But we'll see how that goes. It's weird how hard it is to find women voice actors on Dreams. Finally found someone, but I'm worried nothing will come of it. Yeah, that was pretty much my story, to be honest. Like it just never worked out, you know. Unfortunately. Look at this, because of the grass. I'll need to... Oh, hold on. Let me... From where? From here, right. Because I did all this by hand, some of them are a bit lower than they need to be. So let me... It's annoying, but I'm going to have to fix a lot of this. This is why I don't like using all these cookie shapes, because they can get stuck underneath things, you know, and it's hard to select them all. And I don't even know if I'm making them too high. Let me see how that looks if I put that back up. The grass is only coming over the side here because I added that big hill part in the middle. I can fix it later, right? As long as I've got a rough idea where we're going, that should be okay. Right, so let's keep going with this path then. Yeah, but voice actors are pretty hard to find, and in the end I'm just going to do a lot of the voice acting myself, because at least I know I can do it, you know. And if I get anybody else to help me, fantastic. If I don't, then I don't, you know. That's why AI is good, because you can just use AI and it's kind of good now, it's not so terrible. You can still get some decent results. Like if you want a more emotional scene, it might be a bit more challenging. But if you just want some simple lines, then it should be okay. I think it's harder when you want the character to like scream and stuff. I don't think they do a very good job, you know, like that emotional part is not so good. Right, let's figure out how this is going to go. Okay, I've never made a maze in my life, so let's see how this goes. So you're going to enter the maze. There's going to be like a central point. She's going to be up on some kind of pedestal there. And it's going to be kind of centralized, similar to the fountain, you know, it's going to be something like that. And then the same kind of idea, you're going to have multiple paths that you can take, and it's not going to be like a complex maze. It's not like you're going to get lost. I don't think you'll get lost. So, but I'm thinking maybe I should make the walls a bit thinner, because I feel like the thicker they are, the less space I have, you know. So let me see, because for height I can just stack them on top, right? Like I'm not saving that much space, to be honest, but maybe it's better if I can get it like halfway, maybe. So if I just make it like that, it's almost the same size, but it's a little thinner, you know. Maybe I'll do that. The outside part, maybe I can keep it thicker, but maybe the inside part, I'll keep it more like this, I think. Is that on the ground, or is that a bit too high? Yeah, I need to put it down a bit. Right, what I could do is, let's see. This is the part I'm going to have to really test, because I'm going to have to walk around and see if everything fits correctly, you know. So like we could create like another little path going into this way. Let's see if I do like, I'll try and make it as intricate as I can without going too extreme, right? Like me, I don't know if I should do it like that or not. Let's do it like that. For now I'm going to delete this hill because it was kind of getting in the way. So say that's like a little path that you can go in. And there could be something in here, you know, you can find something like ammo or whatever, you know. Doesn't have to be a dead end. Just thinking, do I delete the big one? Yeah, let's delete the big one, just to give me a tiny bit more space to work with. Right. Let's just build this out a wee bit. Right. So I need to decide like how wide each entryway is going to be as well. So I think that width could be okay. You know, it's not too wide. You know, not too narrow. Seems to work so far. Try to think, do I block this off or do I create a whole other path from here? Maybe that would be good. Because I also need to bear in mind that when I'm designing this, there has to be a purpose for everything. There has to be like ammo, health, there has to be like a puzzle piece, there has to be some dead ends, there has to be, you know, maybe like a dead body or something, you know, so every pathway has to kind of have a purpose. It can't just be me just creating like random pathways and then just saying like, okay, well, that's the, I need to fill this out now, you know. And that's that part of the wall there, so we need to, let's see if this works. The way that I've made it right now, the dimensions, let's see if this makes sense. So if we do it like that. So far it looks okay. Let me just test the... So the height looks okay. You can kind of see like where the other exit is from the top there. I don't know if I like that or not. I might put something on top of the gateway entrance, you know, just to make it a bit more fancy, you know. AI voice has made leaps and bounds lately. 11 Labs has a motion control, so you can get something close to what you want. Really? Oh, that's quite good. I didn't know that. Do you have to pay for that though? Is that a paid service? Because I know Google has a really good one, but they're not very good at screaming and things, you know. But if you just want like a conversation or something, it's good. Maybe I will use that. Yeah, it's worth having a look at. So let's see. I really like this image. See when you turn back round and you look outside and you see the fountain and the trees and the exit. It looks quite nice. And then once you have like the fog and stuff, I think this will look quite cool. But I think that hedge size is quite good because it means that you're not your view's not being blocked. You can still see, but then once you enter here, you're trapped. So you'd come round here, come round there. Okay, maybe there's a bench here. Come round here. So I think the space is good. Like you're not too cramped. There's enough space. Like, because you got to think like if this was a public thing, you need space for, you know, 2 rows of people to walk past each other. So I think this could work, and it gives us enough space if we want to put like a little bench or a little statue or a plant pot or something on the side of the pathway, you know. So yeah, hopefully this is looking good so far. It's $10 a month. That's not bad. If you're using it, or if you just want to use it for 1 month, that's what I would do. I would get all the lines that I need. I'd pay for a month and I'd just go nuts and make as much as I can, and then after that unsubscribe. Let's see, now I think I'll keep this one going a bit more, so you have a choice of going this way or that way. Let's see if we do like a little turn here. how far do we go before we reach a dead end? Let's see, because that's maybe what I could do. I could make like that the dead end. Naturally, I've just made like another little point here you could go in as well. Maybe just do something like that. So when you enter here, you can go around here, you can go around this way, same idea. Jump up this way. I just don't, I think I might just do like a dead end at this point, because that'll be like this point here. You know, so maybe that's what I'll do here. Just close this gap up. So when you turn around on this point, you can clearly see it's a dead end, but I'll probably put like a little stone bench here or something, and maybe there's an item, so there's an actual purpose for coming down here. And then maybe when you pick it up, if you turn around, maybe there's like a zombie or something that comes around the corner, and you're like, uh-oh, I'm trapped, can't get out, you know? So I think that could work for that side. Just need to fill in this part here. Okay. So obviously when you enter here, there's going to be this. I don't know if I'll do the same on that side. What do you think? Because I don't want to make it too repetitive, you know. Like maybe I could delete like this part, so like when you come in, there's a part like this. It's quite open. Stubaka, nice to see you again. How's everything been? We're creating a maze for the survival horror game. We're in a park, as you may or may not see. This is a brand new area for the game. Hope you're doing well. How's things going with the family? Are you still creating in Dreams yourself? What's going on? Tell us. I don't know if this would make things controversial, but if I do like a hedge like this, maybe, I don't know if that's too controversial, but just so that it would give more space for people to walk, you know, just in this middle area, you know. Looks lovely. We're playing Jurassic World Evolution 3, taking a break from recreating my old high school in Dreams. Oh, that's cool. You know, funny thing you mentioned that, because I have another horror project that's going to be more like a first person melee survival horror, and it's going to be based on like an old school, an old hospital, an old whatever factory, and that's what I was doing. I was creating my old high school and just like making it all extra horrible, you know, because it already was horrible. I didn't need to do much to change it. But that's cool. Are you going to release it? Are you going to make a game out of it, or is it just an artwork kind of thing that you did? No way, great minds. Yeah, I was making like the gymnasium, because you wake up inside the shower room and then you go out, and then there's the changing room, and then there's a gymnasium, and then you were going to find like a baseball bat and then go out and beat up some monsters. But I didn't progress with it yet because, you know, I'm always up and down with Dreams, and I still want to get this. This project's like my priority now. So, but I think it'll be a fast game to make because it's just it's a little more simple compared to Subject. It doesn't have as big of a story, and it's more about I don't know. It doesn't have as many mechanics, you know. Making a game based on the Livingston alien encounter might have you try the gameplay and improve it for me. You know, I didn't. You know what? That's new for me. I didn't actually know about the Livingston alien encounter until recently, because I was watching a podcast. Oh God, what's his name? Lewis Capaldi. I was watching a podcast and they were talking about aliens, and apparently there's a place near Livingston where there was a sighting, and I never knew that. And people were saying like, oh yeah, Scotland is like pretty big for alien sightings, and I'm like, you sure you don't mean like the junkies down the park? You know, I don't think they're aliens. They're a bit strange, but they're not quite alien. And they were showing videos of this guy who's meant to have seen aliens, and I think Lewis Capaldi was like, nah, this guy's definitely jacked up on something, because there's no way, man. There's no way. That would be really cool, like to make your high school and then kind of adapt it into like a kind of fictional kind of story. The first project I was ever making on Dreams actually was like, I was like building my own my old town basically, and again I want to go back to it. It's now that I'm better at Dreams, I think I could actually make a pretty decent version, and then I want to make it like a apocalyptic, you know, alien or zombie infestation. So I was going to make like my old house, and like in the house, that's where we would like load up on our weapons and stuff, and then we would go off and go down to like, there's a stronghold in the primary school, and then there's a bigger one in the high school just up the hill. And you know what it's like in Scotland, like all the houses are very narrow, you know, so you could make some pretty tense encounters. So I do want to do that one day as well. That would be fun, because I'm not really playing that many different games anymore. I'm kind of slowing down now. I'm kind of getting tired of playing other games. I just want to play like the top games, like the new Resident Evil out next year and stuff like that, but there's a lot of games that I'm just playing like just for something to do, you know. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself, you know? I'd rather just create, and then on the time that I need to take a break, I'll play like a big game, you know. So we made a mock-up of the school since it was demolished, and my mate couldn't remember the maths department. Jesus. It's fun. I remember everything about my school, and I've been to 3 different high schools, because the first high school got demolished after second year, and then my 3rd and 4th year we actually went to an abandoned school, because they left to merge with some other school, and it was run down as hell, like it was horrible. So I spent like 2.5 years there, and then the final year and a half we went to the brand new school, which was built on top of the old school, and that was like a work of art. That was like perfect architecture, you know. It was like an art museum, you know, like those buildings that are like overly designed for no reason, you know, like it's not just a box, it's like, oh, it's shaped like a pentagon, and you know, it's got all these fancy pillars and everything, and it's just like, this is way too fancy for my area. My area was a dump, you know, like the school was way out of place, you know. If people were looking at it from a bird's eye view, they'd be like, what the hell, like who put this here? Don't make sense. It's like a war zone and then a futuristic museum of a school, you know. It just doesn't line up, you know. But I remember every department, every room, everything. It's like it's stuck in my brain from all three of the schools. As you can see, it had a pretty traumatic effect on me. But that would be so cool to make one day. Do you know, I actually saw, like, one of my mates, he sent me a video. I think it was on Instagram or YouTube, I don't remember, but somebody created Paisley. Like, actually recreated Paisley, and it's like a GTA kind of game. Like, you don't shoot anybody or anything, but you can, like, drive around and walk around Paisley. And it's like, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I think there's a demo for it as well. I'll need to find the name of it. I was just like, that is just insane. Like, I don't know what the legal terms are. Like, are you allowed to remake real places without permission? You know, if it's a public place, like, how does that work? I don't know. Because people make New York all the time, right? And got a lot of views. Then this dude gave me the original plans, so it will be 100% accurate. You've got some guy from the building department going like, oh, here you go, here's all the architectural requirements. That's actually really cool. Yeah. Right, instead of putting the statue like dead on, I think I'll make the middle part a bit bigger. So I'll make it like there. So the east and the west part, you'll come in and it'll be a little bigger, and then the north part at the top. Right, let's do it like that. That's cool. You've got everything like down to a T. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm not like so worried about making everything like 100%, you know, remade. I just want to make something that's like, I just want to make something that's roughly what it was like, you know, because I hate getting like caught up on all these little details, like, oh no, it has to be like exactly this shape, this size, you know. No, I can't do that. For me, I find that so repetitive. Plus I'm making a horror game, right, so a lot of the areas I'm going to like cover with like, it's kind of like Silent Hill, you know, when the world changes and it becomes like all rusty and very mutated. I'm going to do that, so it's not going to be like, it's not going to look like the texturing of the exact school, you know. Like some parts will be a bit more varied. From 1927 or something, looks like the Turin Shroud. Jesus, 1972. Yeah. I don't even know when my school was first built, but my mum and dad used to go to that school before it got demolished, and man, like, I think that's the best inspiration for like building stuff, you know, like just look at what's actually real from your childhood or your life, you know. Try and build something from that. Right, I got a choice here. Do I just duplicate this and replicate it on the other side? Nah, because then that's too easy, right? So for this side, I'll probably, let's change it up then. Let's just mess about here. I hope I have time today to do more than just this maze, because I don't want to take way too long on this, because the idea is get the maze done and then at least I know the dimensions. But I think like I'm kind of happy with how this turned out, because I don't want it to be like one of those really overcomplicated mazes. I just want to make it like there's enough, you know, there's enough to explore without going too mental. So I think we'll have like 4 quadrants, and maybe some of them are blocked. Like some you can fully explore, maybe some has like something like, you know, blocking your path or something, you know, like I don't know what it could be, but there could be something blocking your way. I remember seeing low poly renders of certain landmarks of Birmingham on Instagram. Nostalgic and cool, but glad I'm not there anymore. Oh, right. So yeah, you're from Birmingham, so I've never been, so I can't really say anything, but I guess you can relate to like our childhood, you know. It's a bit of a dump, bit of a rundown kind of place, you know. Uh, yeah, low poly, that would make it even creepier, right? I see a lot of this nostalgic kind of liminal kind of remakes of places in like old 2000s games, you know, and they just look so creepy. Like when you play the game, it's not creepy, but looking at them in that way, it does look pretty creepy. Right, so I'm going to try and ignore this so I don't copy it. Let's see how we can adapt this side. Again, I don't have a ruler, so I'm not really measuring like exactly how much of a space I need to make here, but don't want to make it too wide, you know. Like the way it lines up, it would be like that, but I feel like that's a little bigger than that side, so I think I'll just duplicate another one. Put it like that. Looks like the maze in the end of The Shining. Yeah, that's the famous one, right? I think like mazes are super creepy, so, but also super annoying, so I don't want to go too far and annoy people and get lost. So that's why I've separated it so it's pretty simple places to go, you know, you're not going to get too lost. You can kind of, once you leave this square is going to have another small segment, you know. If it was all like one big thing, then I think people would get lost and frustrated, you know. But this is like, the maze is like the core of this level, you know, so you can go up this path on the side and it's going to lead to like a little forest area, and I think I'm going to put the fox statue up there, and then over on this side it's going to be more like a children's park. There's like a little pond, a little bridge, you know, so every side is going to have its own little theme, and then the maze is what's going to connect it all. So for example, maybe there's nothing that blocks you here, like maybe you can go all the way up here, no problem, but then maybe like up here there's something that blocks you. And the same here, like the children's park, maybe there's something that blocks the bridge, so you can't get over the pond. So you have to use like the north part of the maze to get out. And then I'm also thinking about blocking off this part here, so when you get here, there's going to be like a gate here that's locked, but this path is also blocked. And then that's where the guy is that has the key for this building. So you need to unlock this gate, get the key, and then you'll come back. The same kind of thing here. I think I might block like the eastern path completely, because I don't want to make it too open, you know, where you can go everywhere. So I think this is just for the key. This will be blocked, and this is how you get out of the maze and how to get out of the level. So most of the time you're going to come in, once you've solved the emblem puzzles, which are like on each side, you'll have like the lion here, the fox up here. You'll solve both of those, and then you'll come back here, you'll put the emblem here, you open this, you'll get the key, you'll come back out, you go in here, to get the bolt cutters or something, and then you basically exit here and then escape. So that's kind of how I'm trying to make it work, you know. So if you're at the start here, you go this way, okay, then you solve this puzzle. You never need to come back here again. Go this way, okay, that's locked, I wonder what to do. You go up here, you solve the puzzle, then you never need to go back there again, you know. If you do choose to go in here first, then you're going to notice like, oh, I need an emblem, oh, I need some bolt cutters, you know, oh, that's blocked, oh, this is locked. So you discover like this is the end point, you know. So then you would leave, and then you would do one part, and then you would do the other part. So there's like a little backtracking just when you get the key to go here, and then when you need to get the bolt cutters to go back. But obviously once you get the key, once you get the bolt cutters, different things are going to happen, like a zombie will come, or a zombie dog, or you know, something will happen, so that when you're walking back through the maze, or you're going past this path or whatever, there's going to be something else happening. So it's not like, oh, I need to walk all the way back. Like there will be some different things going on, you know. It totally does be good to see it in the snow. Ah, yeah. See, I'm not sure if I'm going to do snow yet. I was thinking like, because there's 2 points in the game where you enter the streets, right? Because you're in the streets, then you go in the hospital, and then after the hospital you come back out to the streets again. So I want to make the street parts a little bit different. So I don't know if I'm going to do like, maybe the second time you come back out on the street it starts to snow, or maybe it starts to rain, you know, just to give the atmosphere, make it a bit different, you know. Because the first part you're in the street, it's more chaos. There's fire, there's destruction, there's chaos. The second time's going to be a bit more calm because, you know, all of the destruction's already happened. It's like the aftermath. So I'll try and create like a different ambience there, you know. Yeah, could have a creepy glass doll in the swing in the playground. Oh yeah, that would be really creepy, right? Yeah. Or maybe you could have a bunch of glass dolls frozen on different stuff in the playground. Now that's creepy. Yeah, have like a sand pit and have like some hand coming out of a face, you know, stuck inside the sand. Hey Dino, nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. I saw you released your new robot game. I can't remember the name. Assault something. I gave it a like. I'll need to play it. It does look pretty good. If you want to leave the name, by all means, let everyone know. Could be foggy at the beginning and the rain, and then snow. Yeah, I think like the start's probably going to be more foggy. Rain, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, you know. But I think it would be good. And then the second time would be more cold, you know, more bleak. Because I want you to come out of the hospital and think like, oh god, what's happened here? You know, everything's went to trash, you know. Or red rain. Oh, yeah. Some red lighting around. Yeah, Advanced Assault. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you've got Dreams, check out Advanced Assault. It's Dino's new game. It's like a twin stick shooter with robots and aliens, and I think you can play it on co-op as well, which is interesting because I don't really see many co-op games in Dreams, you know. Cool, yeah. Right, let's figure out what we're going to do with this side. So I'm pretty much just going to like throw things out here and just see what happens. So I don't want to create the same pattern over and over again, you know. And again, I don't know what items I'm going to use. Right, let's kind of duplicate this over here. Let me see, because to see, yeah, it's about the right size there. Let's duplicate these. Let's see, let's just keep it going, I think. Some Resi 7. Right. There's like a really narrow point here, but I don't think I'm actually going to use that. I think I'm just going to cover that up. Same with this part. I think I'll just make like a dead end here. So you'll see there's a dead end there, so you have to go this way, but then there's going to be like another 2 points here. I didn't group these. Probably should have grouped them. Made things a lot easier. Right. Just group it for now, make my life a bit easier when I need to reuse these. It's like that, isn't it? Like just on the edge, right? Or is it all the way? I think I made this one all the way. Like that. Let's just put these here just now. So it might not be like 100% symmetrical, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we've got this part, and there's going to be a little part there. Coming here, coming there, let me see. But I need to close off this part first, right? Just close these for now. Let me think. I could do something like this. Like, just to split one part kind of in two. Don't want to make like a huge area. I could do some kind of monument in here, you know, but just to make it a bit different. Close that off just a wee bit more. So I don't know if I'm going to do like another path that way or just close that up. Let's do another path that way then. Is it okay if your cutscenes don't look super realistic? Yeah, of course. Because like games back on like the PS2 and stuff like that, they didn't have very realistic cutscenes, you know. So I don't think it'd be a big deal as long as like the aesthetic, everything fits the the theme of the game. Then it should be okay. Let me see. How can I make this a bit different? Maybe just put one hedge like. Don't know if this would work. Like this isn't really a maze, but it just kind of separates it a little bit, and maybe I can do something in both sections, you know. But let's just build the rest of these walls so we have more structure to work within. Right, so I need to move this a bit further back, I think. Let's get all these walls too. Like this, right? More or less. Right. This is the easiest way to do it, just to keep the shape, you know. We'll see how that works out so far. We'll have a wee run through. I'll just quickly save that. Maybe the walls could get tighter the further you go. That would add tension. Oh yeah, that would kind of like make you think like, is it worth going down that pathway to get that extra ammo, or am I just going to trap myself in here? Like the maze is alive. Maybe as well, when an area is blocked off in the maze, trees could block the way. Could add some trees. That's right. Yeah. Or vines. Yeah. You've actually given me an idea, because like both characters will visit the park, but Lisa, she visits the park at the start of the game. So at the start you don't really know much about the infection and the outbreak, so the park is going to be pretty normal. But when Jason comes back through the streets, he's going to enter the park, and that's going to be like 3/4 of the way through the game. So maybe by that point I can add things to his playthrough, like I could add some poisonous plants and vines, and kind of update the maze a little bit just to make it a bit more deadly. I think that would be a good idea. So like no two mazes are the same. You can put random skeletons of people who had lost and died in the maze. Yeah, I'm going to put some dead bodies and things, you know. I'm not going to put any proper skeletons because the outbreak just happened, so I don't think it would take long enough, but definitely have some creepy, flesh coming off their face, and maybe we could add like a half skeleton, because they got eaten or something, I realised couch co-op is kind of a niche thing that Dreams could actually do. I even made my Grimwatch game playable with up to 3 players. I'd love to do co-op on Dreams, but like you said, it's only local. So, and then if you try and do share play, it just doesn't work because it's like, oh, you're signed out, so you can only play offline games. So it's like you can only play your own co-op games in share play. It's so stupid. I don't know why they did that. Skeletons could be in the maze, people who lost their way. Yeah. I think like they probably got trapped and a zombie got them, right? Nice maze. Is the maze inspired by Resident Evil 4's maze? Nah, not particularly, but in a sense, maybe. The Shining, Resident Evil 4. I just wanted to make like a park, but I wanted to add like some kind of gimmick to add more depth to it, you know, so you're not just walking around typical paths and things, you know, there's actually a bit more logic to it, you know. But Grimwatch is the only one little area so far. I think Advanced Assault feels much more like a complete dream as it is. Oh, look, it does look really good. I'll need to play it. Maybe when you come back, the same way the skeleton has changed their position or pose. Yeah, maybe like there was a... For people who... Because like you would have to play through both campaigns. So say you complete the game as Lisa, and then you're going to start the game with Jason. When Jason goes through the same areas that Lisa went through, different things will happen, because then it's unpredictable. You know, like, oh, I was already here with Lisa, so I know there's a zombie there. I know the dog is going to jump out at me here. For each campaign, different things are going to happen. So, you know, if you see like, oh wait, there was a zombie here with Lisa, why is it not there with Jason? And then maybe that zombie attacks you from some other location, you know. So there's going to be some mind games involved, like, you know, for people that play both campaigns. So yeah, we're just going to run through the park. We added some flowers here. I'm going to make like a proper bush of flowers, and then kind of, because I feel like all green is a bit boring, so we can add some colour, you know. So yeah, if we're going to enter the maze, we'll see like the big statue waiting for us. Got one path down here. So we've got a few different routes we can take. And this is just like a dead end, but there'll be like an item at the end, you know. You can come back round this way as well. So far I think it's flowing okay. And then come round this way, and there'll be another point here. So this is another dead end. Not as long as the other one, you know, but still kind of, you can clearly see that you can't go that way. So let's see this way. So this is not really a maze, but at least I can do something different for both sides, you know. Like maybe it's not the hedges that are blocking you. Maybe it's like there's something here, like, I don't know, a motorbike that's blocking the path, and you have to go around the motorbike to get something, and then, you know, so there's other obstacles, you know, trash cans, benches that have been thrown about. Let's see, come around here. See, this is the part that I nearly got lost, because I was coming around here, and because it's the last area, you know, when you turn, it's all closed off, but then there's like, oh wait, there's another area here. So I think just adding that bush in the middle there kind of made me more lost. So yeah, another dead end here. So I think this one has a little trick to it. Not much, but I don't think people will get too lost, you know. And this will be the central area, but I'm going to put two more mazes on the top two parts, you know. But I think I'm going to block off this part of the maze as well. I don't know what with yet, but I'm going to block that off so you can't actually go up that way. So let's do the next part then. Let me see actually, because I'm not actually using this as a gate, right? I'm just going to use it as like a bit of a placeholder, you know? Like I'm not actually going to... Hold on. How big is that? Ah, just say it's like that, right? It's gonna be a bit bigger, you know, but we'll just pretend that the gate is open like this. And then it means I can, like I'll open this one, but I'll block it with like some other obstacle. And then the one on the other side will actually be locked, and you'll need to unlock it. Just adds a bit more variety, you know. Move this over here. Right. Oh, leave it. Right, so at least that'll be locked. I can always change like the height of this, do you know what I mean? Like I could just bring it down like that, you know, it doesn't need to be that high. So at least that's there, and this part is probably going to be open as well. We'll just leave it like that, right? Just for talking's sake right now, right? Right, so let's make the other sides of the maze. I think I just need to fix a couple of the walls here. Ah, leave it. Leave it. Right, so I'll just duplicate these over here. Right, let's figure out how we're going to do this. So, again, make it a bit different. On this side. Maybe this one. Kind of start like this. So like there's just a little space on the side here, not much. Maybe put like a vase or something just sitting there, you know. Let me think. Maybe take that away. Maybe I could do that on both sides actually, like just create like a dead end on both sides. So when you come in, both sides are the same. What if there's a bunch of zombies sleeping in a pile and you wake them up so the maze is their home? Oh, that would be creepy, right? If you just found like one part of the maze and it's just like a big pile of zombies, you know? Or maybe someone dug a hole and threw zombies inside the hole or something. That would be a good idea too. Right. I could do that for the narrow part, I'm not sure yet. I don't know how narrow I can make the game because I don't want people to get stuck, you know. We'll see how that looks. Maybe I'll do something like that. Like this part can be more narrow, you know. Maybe this one can be more boxy. You know, like kind of follows a boxy kind of theme. Hold on. Close this off here. Right. Just try to make it a bit different so every part isn't too predictable, you know. This part here, I want to make it a bit more open in the middle. That's why I was doing like this, just to give us a bit more space, you know. Could do something like that, and it's more wide open here. Could actually do that as well, because all of these mazes, it's like there's one entry and one exit, you know. Maybe this one has two ways to go. Maybe that would be a bit different. Just try and make something a bit. Nah, I was going to try and change the shape a little bit, but I don't want to make it too curved, you know. So in there and there. And maybe this can be like the more blocky, almost claustrophobic maze. Tighter spaces, you know. Let's see. I don't know if I should bring it out a bit more, just because of this. I just want to give more space, you know. Let's see. Put that there then. Right, so this one has two entrances and exits. So far they're all a little bit different. This is more cubic in some ways. Right, so let's build the last part. Oh, this is the part I find a bit repetitive, you know, because it's like you're doing the same kind of thing over and over again. I just want to get this part finished. So once I get this fourth maze done, I'll be able to fix a few things in the middle, and then we can get back to structuring the rest of the outside of the park, you know. Maybe you could use large rocks to fill some gaps or corners, or as centerpieces. Yeah, that's a good idea for rocks. Yeah, I was going to add like some benches at some point, some like stone benches, some vases, or some kind of decoration or something in some parts, you know. But yeah, some rocks would be good too, just to, you know, you could do like a little garden area, you know, like, let me see, what's a big area that I could use. Don't think I have one, but there could be like some that are more themed, you know. Maybe there's some roses in one part, you know. Another part is more rocks. Another part is more vines and, you know, places to sit, so it doesn't get too repetitive. But yeah, all that detail part will come next. Right, so let me see. So but I do really want to get this maze finished, because I'm kind of done with it now. I'll keep like the same kind of structure for that part for now. I'll fix like some little, you know, little corners here and there later, I think. Right, so for this one, here we go again, right? So since this one had two entrances and exits, I won't put one here. I'll block this entirely. Because I think when you enter here, there's one entrance here, you enter here, there's going to be two. Here, there's two. So I think for this one, I'll just keep one, just like this part. Let's see, what part are we going to delete? This part maybe? So yeah, this could be like a big area, you know, like maybe I could make this less of a maze, this part, you know, and just make it slightly bigger on purpose, you know. Oops, what have I done? Oh, what? The previous edit is too big? Oh no, what have I done? I've duplicated everything. What have I done? Oh god. Oh, that is a nightmare. It doesn't let you undo what I just did. Oh, you're kidding me on. You're actually kidding me on. So I've basically duplicated the entire scene and I can't undo it. I swear I was just like selecting things to copy them. Oh my god. Dreams. Dreams! Right, so now I've got an absolute mess. Everything's duplicated. Oh my god. Everything's duplicated to the right. So... ah, that is so boring. Yeah, what a nightmare. It's basically everything went to the right. So I'm going to have to delete everything to the right. That's never happened to me before. Ever, 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 ever. You know? I swear. It's the first time. Ah, that's so boring. Look at that. Everything looks dead blurry now. Because look, all the trees are like crazy, man. Yeah, you should be able to still delete the duplicates, yeah. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to do that. The worst part is the floor, because I've got tons of tiles all over the floor. Can't you select the entire group of the duplicate? I don't think so. Because when you select everything, it selects everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? It let me undo that change, but it didn't let me undo the other one. God's sake. So yeah, I have extra everything on the right hand side. This is what this is this stream is for. You know, if something like this happens to you, it's possible. But yeah, I'm not going to waste the rest of this stream deleting duplicates. Like this one's okay because this is already grouped. Do you know what I mean? So I just need to delete, boom, and they're all gone. Oh, I see you selected everything and then duplicated it. Yeah, because I was like, I literally just, I selected these two, right? And then I went to duplicate like that. But I think when I did the second one, I accidentally did that. And then I duplicated it. And look, it's over like 1,000. 1,000 things? My god. So yeah, it totally destroyed me. Oh god. Sucks, right? At least I know everything's on the right hand side. You know? Like, it still doesn't help, but... that's one unnecessary thing I had to deal with today, you know? Like, it really didn't need to be this way. Look. Here it's okay, but here, look. This is the part that's annoying because this will be hard to delete, you know? I'm just going to have to delete one. It's the original one or it's the old one, you know what I mean? I'm just going to have to delete them and restart. The worst part is the floor though, because the floor has like... look. It's going to have like... look. I'm going to have to like redo the floor. Because like try to delete just one. But they're all kind of blended together. So... do you know what I mean? Like, look. Look, I could just leave it. I don't think it makes that much of a difference because I duplicated it. The floor still kind of looks the same. Obviously, like the benches and stuff, you know, that's more obvious. But still, you can still save this. I'm 90% sure. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's just stuff like this, like stupid stuff like this, people will notice. But the ground, you won't notice it. I'll fix it though. I will fix it. But then it's stuff like this. Look, I've got double foliage. You know what I mean? Like I don't need this in my life right now. You know. I'm trying not to delete like the original ones. You know. Just get rid of the duplicate. See what I mean? Look. I don't need all that extra. See, if this took up a lot of thermal, I would be in trouble. You know? See what I mean? Like, it's not a huge deal. I'll fix it, but it's just a pain, you know? Look at this. Hold on, I think I'm deleting the wrong one now because I just realised that the the hedge is the duplicate. So delete that, delete that. Yeah, so don't let this happen to you. Don't let it happen. Completely by mistake, but it totally ruined everything. This will be on the left. Yeah, like I can fix everything, it's just the floor. The floor's impossible to fix because there's too many pieces overlapped, you know, so if I delete, do you know what I mean? It's gonna be like, it's hard to know exactly what's a copy and what's not a copy, so I'll probably just redo the floor entirely. I'll delete everything and start again. It's probably the easier way. But obviously, like, these bloody duplicates here are not good, because I think these do actually take up some frame rate, you know. What a waste of time this is. We were so close to finishing the last maze, and then Destiny was like, nope, you're gonna be stuck doing this. No doubt there's gonna be some pieces that I miss as well, you know. Like, see here, it's hard to know, like, where's the duplicate, you know. Stop, read crinkly, previous message. What's this? Stop deleting more stuff or you won't be able to undo far enough. What do you mean? I don't understand. You need to do what Crinkly said before you go any further. Read my other message. You can still delete it all, just not undo it. Undo until you're selecting like 500 things and then delete that. I don't know, because like I tried to undo it and it didn't let me, so I don't really know what else to do. Like I don't understand, you know, like it didn't let me go back, do you know what I mean? So I feel like that was the only way I could do it, you know. You can't undo it, but you can delete the 500 things. I don't know how. I don't know. That's fine. It's all good, don't worry. Let's just go back to the peaceful days when I was just making a maze. Oh god. Right. Is that even level? Right, let's just like finish this maze. Let's finish it, and then we never have to look back in this level ever again. Right, let's make like a long kind of corridor here. Yeah. Some things are just a little too out of my depth now. Right, how, let's see. I think on this side I might do something like that, just to like separate it a little bit more. Because you could have like a zombie there, right? You know, you're coming round and you think, oh, everything's good. I'll just go through and the zombie's there, you know. Come through here, everything's all good, perfect. Oh, there's a zombie and it's like, aha, I've got you, you shoot the zombie. Well, that was easy, and then the other zombie's coming for you here, you know. And then here, I guess I'll just... stretch this part out, I think. I'll make like a false part, like here maybe. Let me see, maybe I'll make it a bit more here. I could leave all the duplicates in on purpose and just say that your character has something in their eye during that scene. Yeah, but that's a crazy way to do it, right? Because like, see all the trees from like a distance, they looked really like, you know, like see when you do that? Hold on, I'll take off the grid. Like, that tree looks really blurry compared to that tree. You know, it's kind of like, oh, what the hell? What the hell's going on? I think I just discovered a new art style, you know. Just slightly duplicate it to the left or to the right, and suddenly you've got this kind of wonky vision kind of view, you know. Look at that, look. Clear! Oh, what the hell? You know. Right. Any more disasters? I still need to fix all this, but... let's just leave it like that, right? And we'll call this maze complete. I think there's enough variety here, you know. We just need like some kind of pedestal or something to put this bloody angel on top of, I think. Let me see. We could use this fountain, right? We could just like put it upside down. I could delete this and just use that, but I don't know what would be. what would be cool, because like this is how I like to reuse assets, you know. It's the same asset, just that I've flipped it, you know. I don't know if I'll use this, but let's just put it there for now. So I'll need to like figure out the space and everything just to get everything nice and neat. There's wee Bovinka, the angel Bovinka, welcoming you to the park. I still love that message. Stop, read crinkly previous message. It's like the most crinkliest message ever. Read Crinkly's other message. Or stung by monster insect venom. I mean that could be good. Like maybe there's like a gameplay mechanic you could make where everything gets duplicated. Or I guess 1,000 objects in total. Yeah, it was basically everything. I think it's mostly all these floor tiles, you know, plus obviously the hedges and stuff, but yeah. We needed alarm bells and sirens going off. I know we needed John Jerry Steve and the fire, you know. If we put him in, then everything would have been complete. Let's save this abomination. I'm going to have to readjust the maze anyway, you know, because this is just a draft, you know what I mean? I'm still going to have to fine tune everything, do you know what I mean? So it's not like I wasn't going to have to do this anyway, you know, but obviously it made my life 10 times worse. I'll just get rid of a few loose ends. Don't think this has any. What a gameplay feature that would be, you know, duplicating all the items in your game. Right, this is the difficult one, because I think I'm going to have to just redo this entire wall. Oh, was I using 1 for this? I can't remember. Right. Oh yeah, delete the group for the entrances as well. Oh. That's going to give me the fear now, because see if I delete something by accident, because that happened to me one time, I tell a lie. Like, there was one time where I was making the streets area, so there was like buildings, cars, whatever, right? It was full of objects, right? And I selected everything and I deleted it. I don't know why, I just did. And then I went to undo and it said you can't undo this, and I was like, so I had to basically just quit without saving, and then all the work I did was lost because it decided no. Computer says no, basically. I was devastated. Right. I don't know if I've missed much else. I think I've got nearly everything sorted. Oh, there's one there. Is there one there? Right. Oh, let's just assume I got the vast majority of them. Look, stuff like here, look. At this point I don't know if I'm deleting the original or the duplicate, you know. So just gonna have to redo it. I think that's almost everything, please. I think that wasn't that was a purposeful duplicate. I'll have another pass over all this later and see what needs to be deleted and redone. But apart from that, I think the maze looks alright. Looks not too bad. I'm just going to get like something to block this part just as a placeholder. Like it's not actually going to get blocked by a fountain. I'm just going to put it there for now. Excuse me. Just to, yeah, to naturally block it, you know. So the only places you'll get is the north and the south. You need the emblem to unlock this. This one I think I'll keep it open because I want to show you like how to escape. Like, okay, the exit is here. You clearly need something to get out. So rather than solve all the puzzle and then get like the bolt cutters and then come out and then use them, I'd rather the player had the option to see like, okay, because like I don't know what you guys would do, right? But if you were playing this and you got to this point here, are you going to go left, right, or are you going to go inside the maze first? You know what I mean? I think most people would go in the maze first because it's the more central piece, you know? And they're probably going to see like, okay, that's locked, that's blocked, so I'm probably going to have to go this way, you know? So I feel like most people will just run to the end, you know? And then you've got people like me who's like, they're used to survival horror games, they're used to exploring, so they're going to think like, okay, the maze is clearly the end game here, so let me check up here first, let me see what's around here first, and then I'll go inside the maze, you know? Did I save that? Let me save that. Oh, we duplicated the puppet. Hello. Follow me. Look, it's a co-op adventure. We just created a co-op adventure, and I didn't even mean to. So there you go. If we want to add a co-op section, even if it's an AI co-op, you know, just like a survivor following you. There you go. That's how you do it. So yeah, so we'll clearly see the security building over there, so we know we need to go over there at some point. I'll probably adjust the height of that entrance so it doesn't stick above the maze, because it's a bit distracting. Over here we'll have like the pond with the kids area. But let's just have a quick run through the maze, right? So we already went through that side and that side, so we'll probably put like the emblems maybe on the top here. So let's just have a look through the, and I'll need to block off the outside part of this entranceway as well. So the only way you can get through here is by unlocking this gate, because, you know, game logic, you can't just jump over a hedge. Doesn't matter how small it is, I'm sorry, you know, you have to do it the hard way, you know. Okay, it's around here. So this is like the really thin part, so again there could be something there. Oh my god. You know, I've never actually made a game like this where there's like an NPC following you. But it's good that it's already kind of built ready for you to use it, you know. Because originally in Subject I wanted there to be like survivors you could save and they would follow you and stuff, but then I was like, nah, it's probably going to be too much work, you know. Like, to make sure the AI and everything's good, so... Because there is a section where you go and save someone, but after you save them, there's a cutscene and then it takes you to the next section, so you don't actually need to take them anywhere, you know. And this is going to be like the exit up here. Let's see the other part down this way. Look at that. Who blocked that with a fountain? My god. Right, down we go, down we go. I think this will look really nice once we add the vines and all the ornaments and the benches and the flowers and everything. I think this maze will look really good. And I think it's kind of cool that the maze will kind of extend the duration of the level, you know, so you're not just running through. Because most of the game you'll just be like getting keys, going through different rooms and stuff, but at least this one keeps you exploring and these kind of things. So yeah, I'll fix like I was going to put the floor down to fix the floor, but I'm just going to delete the floor, start again, create a path, because it won't be grass here, it will be like a proper stone. I don't think I'll even use this ground part for this part. I think I'll just use that for like the outside of the maze, you know. And then the inside part is going to be mostly like little gravelly kind of stones. So when you're walking, it'll be like, you know, very crunchy, you know. So at least that structure is kind of done, you know. I bet the Fleck Overdraw is going crazy in test mode. You know, I've never actually used test mode, so because I'm on the PS5, like everything works, you know, like there's never a problem. PS4 though, I would really need to test this level out on the PS4, because that's why I don't want to use too many flecks, you know, like these trees will start to lag on the PS4, you know. That's why I prefer like these bushes, because they're more like sculpts. It's easier for the engine, you know, but anything that's more, you know, flecky, it's a problem. Or paint I should say, not just flecks, but paint. Doesn't it give you a warning before deleting that many objects? For me, no, it didn't. Maybe they added it now, I don't know, but for me, it let me delete everything. Like, I could test it now and see what happens, but obviously, like, I saved it, right? I definitely saved the game, right? Let me see, if I delete everything. Right, now it's telling me if you delete this you won't be able to do it, so at least that is it. They'll give you a warning for deleting it, but they won't give you a warning for cloning everything, you know. So if I just clone this entire level, I can't undo it, you know. So it's basically like, screw you, you know. I won't be making that mistake. And it was just a simple flick of the finger, you know, that made me do it. Looks good. Yeah, the basic structure so far is interesting. Then I'll correct the shape, make everything, especially this central part, it needs to be a bit more balanced, I think. I think I need to like just add a bit more space. I think it's like a little too tight. You know, like here it's a bit wider, but here it's a bit tighter. So I'm probably going to have to like push that over a bit and just make a more central area. And then obviously when we add all the details and the decoration in, I think it will start to look really nice. Nice supernatural fountains you've got there. I know. I love them. Look at that. It's almost like a rifle. It's nice. If that's gaming for you, you can do anything you want. No questions asked. What did you think of that trooper character I sent you? Yeah, really cool. I just don't understand any of the logic because there's just way too much going on. So I was like, I don't know where to start with this, you know. But it was really cool. It seemed like you were making something like Helldivers, because it seemed like the same kind of vibe, you know. So let's see here. So I've probably only got like a few minutes left, so I'm probably just gonna flesh out a few other things. So tree there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put like the statues down. So like this is going to be over here somewhere, right? Somewhere like here. And the lion one will be somewhere like on this side, you know. Just move all these over, because there's going to be like I said, the play area. There's going to be the lion statue. There's going to be like a little pond there, you know, going around. Let me see if I can just. How is this going to make things easy for me? Let's. Oh, what's this? Is this the texturing? Yeah. I didn't add too much texture, but that's nice. Right. Perfect. This is what I wanted. So we can either put them like this. I think putting them like that's the best way, right? Very, very menacing. And then, doo-doo! We have our lion statue, and we have our fox statue. So I just need to figure out the puzzle related to both of these. So this area, you're going to do something with the lion. This area, you're going to do something with the fox. And that's going to give you what you need to activate this statue, which will then give you access to here, which will give you the key. So then you can go in here. Oh, delete. And then you go in here, and then you'll get the bolt cutters, and then you'll escape. So it's not overly complicated, but obviously when you're starting out, you're going to be a bit overwhelmed because the map is huge, you know. But I don't think people will get lost though. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. Right. Just delete some more duplicates. There we go. Alright, so yeah, I'm probably going to make like more of a tree kind of area on this side, you know, and just have that kind of like amongst the trees. So more trees over this side, there's going to be a pond over, more water based on this side, the children's park here. You know, maybe I'll put like a little tree, you know, here and there over on this side, you know, just to keep it consistent. But yeah, I worked on him on a day off. Was it day off or day off? Or on and off for years. When I started, I was inspired by Helldivers 1. Helldivers 2 wasn't even announced yet. Oh, you must have been raging because you basically created Helldivers 2 in 3D. That must have been a disappointment. At this point, I barely understand the logic there. Yeah, it's crazy. At least you labelled everything, so it's not too chaotic, you know. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with how things turned out, despite the duplication issue. So all we need to do now is flesh out the other sides, the left and the right side of the park, and then obviously build the little building here on the side and add some extra details everywhere and add the functionality for the puzzles and everything. So just tidy up everything up a little bit more. The maze took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. I don't know if I just work a bit slow or if it's just, you know, one of those things. But it's done, and at least we've got our centerpiece. We can organise everything around next time in detail, everything. So more good progress just shows you, even if it's just a couple of hours, you can make a dent in something, you know. So use that as inspiration. Just don't duplicate everything on by mistake, right? I had to go through that pain, so you guys won't have to. So thanks very much everyone for watching. Good stream, man. Thanks, dude. Great to see you again. So yeah, take care everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Alright, take care. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.